Hello, this is Caitlin Cameron with Life Science Washington TV, and I'm here to talk with Claudia Mitchell, PhD, who is a Chief Executive Officer of Universal Cells. Claudia, tell us a little about Universal Cells and what you're up to.
So Universal Cells is a spin-off from the University of Washington. We spun off about 2.5 years ago, and we have a technology that creates universal donor stem cells. So we have stem cells that are universally compatible. No rejection, no need for immune suppression.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the applications for those cells.
So the applications are actually huge because you can, anything that you can think of that can be treated by stem cells, like cardiac diseases, Parkinson's, diabetes, you can use our cells, because nowadays people are using either the patient's own cells in the autologous cell therapies, and that's a very complex process, because you have, for each patient, you need to create their cells, do the whole manufacturing, the testing, and then put the cells back. So you can take those stem cells back to the patients, but it costs about $1 million per patient.
$1 million,
so
wow.
it's feasible, but it's not commercially viable. So we can, with our cells, we don't need to worry about that. We'll have an off-the-shelf universal donor cell that can be used for anybody, so everybody could benefit. So not only it makes it commercially viable, it makes it much quicker to access, because you don't need to produce a stem cell every time for every patient. And the other alternative that has been tested nowadays too is using allogeneic, so from donors, stem cells from donors. But the problem is that since they're not matched, you have to immune suppress, and in the long run, that's not a viable option either, because immunosuppression is toxic and can have side effects. So we think that we're bringing a really an enabling technology for the entire field of stem cell research and therapies.
It sounds like some amazing advancements. Tell me about what stage are you guys in?
So we're preclinical. So we have done the animal proof of concept. We're now we have the research grade universal donor cell line that we've produced and used for our animal studies. We're now creating our clinical grade stem cell line, universal stem cell line, to go into the clinic. So that's our next step, is to create this clinical grade cell line, and we have established a couple of partnerships for therapeutic programs with 2 international companies, a UK company called Adaptimmune, to create universal donor T cells for immunotherapies. And we have recently established a partnership with Halo-Bio, a Japanese company developing iPS cell therapies for macular degeneration and liver and kidney diseases. So.
Wow, that's impressive. Do you have a feel for when you might be on the market and when patients will be able to benefit?
You know, we are aiming at going into the clinic with the Japanese company in 2 years. We think that this partnership with Japan was very important, because they have an accelerated regulatory path. So we're hopefully we're going to be on the market in 4 years. That would be really great, because of their accelerated path, at least in Japan, and that will also help us enter the U.S. and European market later on, because we'll have a human proof of concept from Japan, all the data from the commercialization there. So we're very excited about that.
That sounds wonderful. So I understand that you're not originally from America, you're from France. What brings you to America?
So I had done my postdoc at the University of Washington 15 years ago, and I really love Seattle and love the area. But what really drove me to come back, I did my postdoc, went back to France, had a tenured position at INSERM there, and when I realized that academia was not for me, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I had that gene. I wanted to do this. I thought that, America is really the best place to be an entrepreneur. There, everything is here. It's enabling people to go and jump off the cliff and do it, right? So I moved my family and started a company here.
I would
7
agree
years
with that,
ago.
by the way. And Seattle is a great place to be an entrepreneur, an absolutely great place for biotech. So also, today you are being honored as a outstanding woman in life science. Tell me a little bit about the achievements, the personal achievements that led you to that honor.
When I think about my career, when I look back, what I see is that I kept pushing forward. I think my biggest achievement was not to give up, is to keep pushing and keep following my dream. So that's in general what my biggest achievement. But globally, if I wanted to point out one specific thing, was arriving in Paris with my 4-month-old baby as a single mom to start my PhD. So that was that was tough.
Quite a challenge.
Yes, it was
Which
a challenge.
obviously you were up to.
Yes, and then in the end, all went ended up well and successfully. So that really, made me believe, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
That's
And what
just-
led you to Universal Cells?
So it actually was the beauty and the thoughtfulness behind the technology. It's a great research, a very solid research that has been done in the past 15 years at the University of Washington. Very solid. I really like the strength of the science behind it, and of course the potential. The potential is huge. We can really change the way stem cell therapies are being developed and really enable the whole field. So, the potential for the big impact was really a big draw.
Yeah, I can imagine. What else would you like to share with people of Life Science TV?
Well, I think that, as you said, Seattle is a great place for biotech. I think the community is growing every day, and we have all the elements, and I think that people should believe in building the community here and not going anywhere else, but strengthening our local community. And
Wonderful.
I think that it's a great place to do science.
Yes, it is. It is indeed. Thank you. And this is Caitlin Cameron with Life Science Washington TV here at Life Sciences Innovation Northwest, speaking with Claudia Mitchell, PhD, CEO of Universal Cells. Thank you.